you desperately want to begin making 5 to 10K months consistently in your coaching business so that you can transition into coaching full time and be more present with your family to just really live that life of fulfillment and flexibility that you know a career of coaching will allow you to live. But every time it's time for you to like show up and to, deliver content or to sell your offer, your nerves just get out of whack, right? You show up, you say, you know what, this is the day I'm going to go live. I'm going to create content. And then when it's time for you to hit that live button, you're like, oh, you retreat back. You start scrolling instead of actually posting the content. You're scrolling and you're consuming instead of creating. Maybe, you'll pray for someone to reach out to you for your offer, right? And they finally do. And then when they reach out to you in your DMs or via email, you start to hesitate. You start to think like, oh my gosh, what if I can't really help them? What if I can't take the pressure of more responsibility? You want to go full time, but then you're second guessing. Subconsciously, you're thinking, will I be able to sustain this long term? Will I truly be able to survive without having that steady paycheck coming in every 2 weeks? And so because of these subconscious beliefs, it causes your nervous system to stop you in your tracks so that it can keep you safe from the success that the very success you're praying for to have in your business. Your nervous system, because of your subconscious beliefs, are blocking that very success. And so this is why inside of my coaching program, Business by Belief, this is the work that I do with my clients. And so I'm super grateful to come before you on today's episode of The Daily Dose to really break down why your nervous system is blocking your breakthrough and how to pierce through it. Okay. And so for those of you who are not familiar with me, my name is Janel Ranée. I am your faithologist. I help you to transition into coaching full time without chasing clients, without self-sabotaging, and without sacrificing time with your family. All right. And so on the Daily Dose episodes, DOSE is an acronym for Divine Overflow of Spirit-Led Empowerment. And this is in these episodes, I hope to equip you, empower you, and encourage you on your walk within the journey of entrepreneurship. And so I'm super excited to bring forth to you this episode. The Lord brought back into my remembrance a time where it was a few years ago. I was in Las Vegas. So I'm in Vegas with my family, my husband, my children, and we're in Vegas, and we're like, you know what? I said, I want to pierce my nose. Like I had a piercing, I had a septum, I had a bunch of piercings. But my piercing had closed. I don't know why. So I wanted to re-pierce it. And so while we were in Vegas, we were walking on the strip and I see the shop, the piercing shop, the tattoo parlor. And so I go in and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to re-pierce. So I was just like, I really want this piercing. I really want it. I knew how cute it looked. I loved my nose piercing when I had it. So I was like, I'm going to do it again. It was just spur of the moment. I'm like, why not? We're in here. We're in Vegas. Might as well. And so I walk into this parlor, right? Tattoo parlor. And there's this tall guy, super tatted, super pierced up. And he comes and he's like, you want to get this piercing? I'm like, yes, or whatever. He marks the spot. And then he goes, cleans it, does the whole thing. He goes to get a fresh needle. When I tell you this needle was so long, I'm like, I don't remember it being this long. And the needle was gigantic. And so he comes with this long, thin needle to pierce my nose. And I started freaking out. My heart started racing. My arms started sweating. I got nervous. I felt chills all over my body. I was questioning my desire for this piercing. And the Lord brought me back into remembrance because the man, I'll never forget, the piercer looked at me. He looks me dead in my eyes. He's like, I'm only giving you what you want. And so it's crazy because we often, as believers in business, as entrepreneurs, as coaches, we'll pray to God and be like, God, I really want this successful business. I really want to make 10K months consistently so I can really be present with my family. I want to grow my business. But then when God is giving you the opportunity, you literally have your phone in your hand. You have all the opportunity to show up and market your business and to put yourself out there. But then that needle comes, that fear, right? That fear of showing up and being rejected, that fear of failure. What if I can't handle the pressure of having this successful business? That fear of visibility, the fear of, I said rejection, judgment, the fear of failure, or even, the fear of success. Like, there's so many different layers of like what that fear could be for you. So my question for you is, what is your needle, right? What is your needle? What is your automatic nervous system perceiving as danger? So that needle that came to me when I was piercing, when he was about to pierce my nose, it had me bugging out, right? I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't know. I'm scared. And this is your nervous system. This is your automatic nervous system perceiving danger. So you want to grow your business, but your nervous system is like, oh, I don't know if you can actually handle it. I don't know if you can handle that added stress or that added pressure. What if you show up to coach and to help others and they don't get the results that you promised? Like, what if you show up to market your business on social media and then you're misjudged or you're laughed at or you're ridiculed? You don't want to feel that feeling of embarrassment. Maybe there's a subconscious belief planted there where you maybe have been embarrassed in the past. Maybe you were bullied and embarrassed in school. And so now your nervous system is doing everything it can to protect you from that. And so I'm going to show you how you can literally, like, really and truly, to move past fear and build the business you've been praying for. You need to pierce through the nervous system's resistance. You have to pierce through it. And I'm going to break down with an acronym for P.I.E.R.C.E. I'm going to break down exactly how you're going to pierce through that fear that's holding you back, the fear that's causing you to self-sabotage in your business, the fear that's freaking out when you see that needle coming, okay? And so the first letter in the P.I.E.R.C.E. acronym is the P, which is permission to feel. Permission to feel. You want to acknowledge the fear and don't suppress it. So oftentimes, I'm very guilty of this. Like, I would, for many years as a believer, I'm like, oh no, God hasn't given me the spirit of fear. And yes, he has not, but it's still, that fear is very present and real. And so you have to allow the fear to pass, right? Emotions take 90 seconds to just pass through your body. And so there are techniques that I do, and I'm going to go into it with the following steps. But there are techniques that you can do to really feel grounded and safe and secure. Yes, anchor onto the word of God that tells you that he is not giving you the spirit of fear. It is a spirit. So cast it down. That's number one. The number one thing you want to do is cast it down spiritually, and then mentally, emotionally, just process it, right? Physically, you're going to feel it, but process it. Do not suppress it, because I think of fear as like the boogeyman. You know, as a baby, like as a child, there's like the boogeyman under the bed. And I don't know if you've seen it, like growing up, like the perception of fear, it'll just get larger and larger, just like the boogeyman under the bed. It will just get larger and larger in your mind if you continue to suppress it and not acknowledge it. The moment you face it, the moment you're able to say, oh, that little thing, it's not even a big deal. It's not even that serious, right? And so don't acknowledge the fear and do not suppress it. The more you suppress it, the bigger and bigger and bigger it gets, okay? And this is where it can literally start to really block you, right? It gets bigger and bigger, like the fear of maybe visibility, it starts to mute you because you're so afraid to show up and speak authentically. You're so afraid of maybe embarrassment or rejection that you start to mute, and then the fear of it just grows and grows and grows. So don't suppress the fear. Acknowledge your feelings and just give yourself permission to feel. All right. So that's the P. So we're going to jump into the I. The I in the P.I.E.R.C.E. acronym is identify the trigger. So like I mentioned before, what is your needle, right? What is your needle? Is it a fear of judgment? Is it a fear of failure? Is it a fear of responsibility? I can speak to this because I've had fear of all of these things that I've been able, by the grace of God and with my CPR framework, I've been able to overcome each and every one of these things. This is why I'm able to just show up live. Before, oh my gosh, my heart would be trembling 2 years ago. When I would go live, I would get so nervous. my arms would sweat, my heart would race. It would take me at least a half hour, if not more, to hit that live button because I was so afraid of fear of rejection, fear of getting it wrong, fear of saying the wrong thing or messing up. And I'm live. Oh my gosh, if I mess up and I'm live, I can't go back and re-edit it. And so I was always so afraid to go live. Now I just show up like it's just nothing now by the grace of God and with my CPR framework. And this is the work that I help my clients to do. And it's just so powerful. It's so powerful. And so identify the trigger. It's always going to be an underlying fear. It's always going to be an underlying fear. And so it could be a fear of rejection, a fear of judgment, a fear of failure, a fear of added responsibility. Like I mentioned earlier, maybe, you want to go full time, but you're like, oh, if I get more clients, that's more responsibility. That's more pressure on me. That's more stress. And so you're subconsciously telling yourself this. So now your automatic nervous system, which is run by your subconscious beliefs, that is going to continue to block you. So every time you go forward, you try to go forward, you're being blocked. Your nervous system is like, nope, it's protecting you. And so you have to understand that your nervous system is trying to protect you, but in reality, it's blocking your breakthrough. Safety and belief must come before strategy. You can have all the strategy in the world. You can have the content map. You can have the content calendar. You can say, yeah, I'm going to show up. I'm going to create content. I'm going to do this. But if your nervous system doesn't feel safe, if your body doesn't feel safe, or your belief systems are literally rooted in fear of rejection or fear of visibility, you're not going to go forth. And if you do go forth, your inner doubts or your inner doubt will really scream through. So this is why I do the belief work inside of my coaching program to help women to really jump into the next step. So the E is I jumped ahead. Ooh, the E is to embody safety. So I have tools inside of my program where I help you to regulate your nervous system in real time. So right as you're about to go live or create content, oftentimes another thing that the nervous system, that your automatic nervous system does is you'll tell yourself, look, I don't know what to say when it's time to create content. You do know what to say. That is you. That is your nervous system protecting you. It's making you think that you're confused, but you're not confused. You're not. If you just took some deep breaths and really just focus in on the message God has given you, the problem that you solve for your clients, and you just take the pressure off of you. Like you stop thinking about yourself and focus on the people you're called to serve in your business. The moment you do that, it's like God will just continue to pour out, download on you. You have a message. You know exactly what to say, but your nervous system will tell you, I don't know what to say. You'll think, I don't know what to say, because it's a coping mechanism. It's a safety mechanism that your nervous system causes you to do. All right. So regulate your nervous system with tools that ground you in peace. I have a safe protocol that I use. It's a 4-step process. So in the moment, you are literally going through these 4 steps. The S, it's safe protocol. So the S is to stop in the moment when you feel yourself bugging out, right? Like I was doing with that long needle. You stop and you just do a somatic scan. You scan your body and you're like, okay, what am I feeling? Where am I feeling the tension? Where am I feeling, what am I feeling? Where am I feeling it in my body? What am I feeling emotionally? Where am I feeling it physically? And so you just do a scan, right? That's the first step. And then the A is to anchor in truth and safety. And so this is where we actually do the nervous system work, the deep breathing, the touching, the embracing. Like there's so many different tactics. There's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. There's so many different methods that I teach my clients so that you can really anchor into safety, right? That's the A. The F is to focus on your intention and your identity. Why am I showing up? Who has God called me to be? What is my identity? I'm a coach. I'm a business owner. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a speaker. I'm a teacher. Like I am embracing who God has called me to be, right? So that's your identity. Really just honing back into your identity and then your intention. Okay, this is who God called me to be. What is my intention for showing up? You bring it back to the people you're called to serve. Get the feelings off of you, get the attention off of you, and focus it on them. And then the final step in the SAFE protocol is to embody, right? You execute an embodiment. You show up, you do one step, you do something. And so that is my SAFE protocol. That's just one of the tools that I use to help my clients to really embody safety in their body so that their nervous system, you can be grounded in peace and not added pressure. And you can show up and create and grow the business that God has called you to do. All right. So we're going to move on to the R, which you got to peek at already, but it's to reframe the signal. Reframe the signal. Fear isn't always danger. It can be your body bracing for growth. And so, like I shared before, your nervous system just wants to protect you. That's it. It just wants to protect you, but it's really blocking you. So it's really important to understand that you just got to reframe it. Reframe the signal, literally like anchor your body and just be like, you're safe. Like you just say your name. Like I'll say, Janel, you're safe. You're safe. You're secure. You're going forth. You're growing. You're embodying all of who God called you to be. It is safe for you to go forward. It's safe for you to be seen. You're not rejected, right? There's no shame. There's no embarrassment. And so your brain can perceive these things as dangerous because subconsciously you're thinking, oh, I'm going to be embarrassed or I'm going to mess up or whatever the case may be. It's so important to do the work to reframe. And in this work, it's not about like what you're thinking. It's not just a matter of like changing what you think. It's a matter of changing how you think, encouraging yourself on the way, encouraging yourself, not shaming yourself on the way, because that judgment and shame, that and self-criticism, those are what really triggers your nervous system. And something that I say often, but it's really important for you to trade your inner bully for an inner bestie. Trade your inner bully. And I'm going to do a live about this. I think it's Friday. A live is coming where I'm going to really be breaking down like how to like really trade that inner bully for your inner bestie. The self-talk, the way you speak to yourself makes a huge difference when you're building your business. Huge. All right. And so that is the R, reframe the signal. The C is commit to the call. Remember, this is something you asked for, something God called you to do, right? God called you to coaching. You didn't call yourself. God called you to this. He called you to business. And so it's really important to remember that you asked for this. You're asking God to grow your business, right? To consistent 10K months and beyond, 10K plus months. And so you have to embody the identity and commit to the call of who God has called you to be and continue to do the work on yourself. As you're building your business, it's important to, number one, build your belief systems to be able to support the business that you're praying for. It's all wrapped up in your subconscious belief systems that's responsible for 95% of your actions. And so this is why my business is called Business by Belief, my program, because it's like, yes, I'm going to give you the blueprint. You're going to have the blueprint. You're going to have the framework. You're going to have the content strategy. You're going to have the simplified sales funnel. You're going to have a beautiful, seamless flow of sales coming in. We're going to set that all up for you. Yes, you're going to have the blueprint. That's the strategy part. But it is vital to have the belief to support the blueprint. Because you building a blueprint on a faulty foundation of belief, if your belief systems are not, like your business will only grow to the extent of your belief system. So if your belief system is thinking, oh, I'm going to fail, or I can't handle this, or, just all the added pressure, and you have all these faulty belief systems that we have to do the work to really uproot. We got to uproot all of that so that we're building on a solid foundation. And as you're growing your business, you're also growing in your belief system as well to support your business. All right. So you want to commit to the call. All right. And so the final letter, to pierce through the fear, you want to pierce through the fear and the nervous system resistance, you have to execute anyway. Okay, execute anyway. Action rewires your body's belief that it's safe to succeed. I cannot recommend this. Oh my gosh, this is like the key. This is it. Like your body, when you show up and execute anyway, this is why in my 4-step safe protocol, the last step is to execute and embody. When you embody, it reprograms the neural pathways in your brain, right? So that your body sees like, oh my gosh, wait, I did it. And the monster didn't get me, right? The bear didn't attack me. The tiger didn't eat me. I went live. And yeah, I might have stumbled, but guess what? I wasn't judged, right? I wasn't rejected. Like the fear that you had that's stopping you, when you take action, this is what rewires your body's belief system. So now the more you do it, the more your body sees like, oh, we're safe. It's okay. Like I didn't die. Like I'm good. We're safe. This is it. This is the magic sauce here. It's taking action. Taking action. All right. Do not sit and allow the fear to just continue to grow and grow and grow and grow without you going forth and taking action, doing the work, sitting through the SAFE protocol, uprooting with my root system, the subconscious belief blocks, and taking action in the moment with my SAFE protocol, right? And so action rewires your body's belief that it's safe to succeed. When your body sees that it's safe for you to go forth and to succeed, you're going to literally step into the woman that God has called you to be, the business owner, the entrepreneur, the coach that he's called you to be. You're going to embody her so well, one step at a time. All right. And so let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, I think I got everything. Yeah, I got everything. So I'm going to do a quick recap. For those of you who are interested, go ahead and comment belief, and I'll send you the application to apply for the Business by Belief Accelerator, or just check out the description below and you'll be able to sign up. But I am going to jump into just the recap of how to pierce through, why your nervous system is blocking your breakthrough, and how to pierce through. All right. The P, permission to feel. Acknowledge the fear, don't suppress it. Identify the trigger. Is it a fear of judgment, a fear of failure, or fear of responsibility, or fear of rejection, or a fear of added stress or pressure? Like whatever that fear is, identify the trigger. Identify what's causing it, right? What is the root cause here? Embody safety. Regulate your nervous system with tools that ground you in peace. Reframe the signal. Fear isn't always danger. It can be your body bracing for growth. It is, right? And the C is commit to the call. Remember, this is something you asked for, something God called you to. Okay. And then finally, the last letter is the E. You want to execute anyway. Action rewires your body's belief that it's safe to succeed. It is safe to succeed. And I want to help you do that inside of the Business by Belief Accelerator. And so if you have any questions, drop them below and I'll be sure to answer. And I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here. If there aren't any questions, any comments, any feedback, remember to ask yourself, what is your needle? What is your automatic nervous system perceiving as danger, right? Really think of that. Like, think of what that is for you. All right. So this is today's episode of the Daily Dose. I pray that it's been a blessing to you. Go forth and pierce through any business blocks, any nervous system resistance that is causing you not to scale and grow your business and succeed in your business, the business that God has called you to. I pray that you have a blessed rest of your day. I'm going to tell you, just as God told me, put one foot in front of the other, step out on faith, and trust God for the next step. I'll see you in the next live.